Today, we are going to be talking about how to start a YouTube channel. If you don't have a plan, you're not gonna freaking do it.
You can start in that really nice tight niche, right? But then from there, you can grow out of it into a broader niche.
Yep. Integrate it into your life. It doesn't have to be something that takes up 5 extra hours out of your day. If you can find ways to intertwine it with what you already do, you're set.
Because not everybody is a creative person on the video side of things or on the photo side of things or I mean, it's an important thing for all of us to have what we're good at. That's what makes the world go around. This is the Collective Cast. Now, this is a podcast about everything creative.
Things straight.
That's right.
Yeah.
We hit it all, or we're going to hit it all. We've only just started. We're only a few episodes deep, so we're starting to dive into creative aspects of literally anything. And so eventually we'll start having guests. Right now it's Blake and myself, Steve, just guiding you through different creative things that we've found and we've learned and different aspects and things that we've done on our creative journey to where we are right now. What are we talking about today?
Today, we are going to be talking about how to start a YouTube channel. For many of us, I think we've at one point in our lives realized that maybe we want to start a YouTube channel and we are too afraid or we don't know what to do first. And on the other side of that, maybe you're realizing maybe I should start a YouTube channel and I don't know why I should, but you're telling me I should. So why should I?
Right.
So we're going to talk about that.
Can I just start by saying I've wanted to start a YouTube channel for at least eight years.
Can I ask you why you haven't until recently?
Well, I think it's been fear. Number one, of not being interesting enough or not having the right things to talk about. Or I think my fear is based in not having a plan.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have a plan. I didn't sit down and create a plan. And so my fear was, well, I can't just start something.
I would say I've felt the same way. But recently, I've been making steps in creating content for myself, along with you for Collective Media. And something that I've realized, it really is the plan that lets us execute when we don't want to.
Yeah.
I've been working out, I would say, about 4 to 5 times a week.
Yep.
Like to do it more, but I'm a full-time student doing this stuff, all that. In life, planning a wedding, right?
Ooh, that one's rough.
Yeah. But anyways, I've realized for me to hit my goals and do what I want to do that will ultimately better me, I have to create the systems in place.
Right.
So I'm laying out my workout clothes the night before. I'm pre-making a protein breakfast to be ready for me before I go work out. And I have coffee already ready for the morning.
Wow.
I have like these steps that have made it easier for me to no longer let the average voice in my head say you're too tired. Well, I'm like, well, heck no, I got my coffee waiting. Or like,
I'm set.
Like, I don't want to wake up and figure out what I'm wearing. I just step out and it's there,
Eliminating the barriers to entry.
Yeah. So it's all about, it really is all about having a plan. And the same thing goes for YouTube.
Right.
If you don't have a plan, you're not gonna freaking do it.
And then the other side of that is your plan doesn't have to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
There needs to be some type of a plan and some type of a system for you. Like, for instance, you and I have sat down and we've developed a system for putting out different content, right? And so we have a day of planning that we're making sure that we've got topics covered, bullets for those topics, and not like going into the weeds of the super, super minute details in a lot of these things. It's just giving us bullets and things to go off of to kind of take it from there.
Right.
Then we've planned filming days, two sets of filming days, sometimes just one. But we've planned those, and then we go into the edit and schedule. So it's kind of making it so that we're not having to do so much all the time.
Yep.
It's planning, executing, and then letting that happen.
Yeah, I think if you can find a system that works for you integrate it into your life,
Yeah.
right? We've heard people speak about how they make their post or their short or whatever it may be that they're trying to win on social media. They do that right before they go to the gym.
Right.
Right. We've heard that. And that's for some people, that's a great thing to do. Having a system where it's like, if I can find a way to create content without with something I'm already doing, might as well do it. Integrate it into your life. It doesn't have to be something that takes up 5 extra hours out of your day. If you can find ways to intertwine it with what you already do, you're set.
Right. Because if there's something that you like, chances are there's a good amount of people out there that also like the same thing. And so for you to just kind of follow what you're already doing and just document it in a creative way
Yeah.
that people can engage with, they're going to want to watch that and you're going to be able to build that audience off of that. Like for our specific company, right? We do a lot of marketing and video production shoots, and people like to see the behind the scenes of that, or how did we create that shot? And so we've started bringing people, a crew with, to just shoot behind the scenes and create a story of what happens when we're on a shoot, right? And so that's like that specific niche. So it's like finding that niche for you and kind of pushing into that in a creative way.
Yeah, let's jump into niche. But I think the first thing is, before you even pick your niche, is like understanding you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be, you don't have to know everything, right? Guaranteed, if you know anything about a specific topic, there are still people that know less than you. So you have something to tell. You have tips to share. You have experiences. And I think ultimately your content should be formed by your experiences. People can see through fake gurus. This is something I fell into early on because I love business, and I was trying to create these YouTube shorts about business tips. And the problem is I haven't had a business where these tips applied to this. You get like, the information is solid because I'm basically regurgitating what I've heard from other people.
Yep.
So it's solid, but like, what social proof do I have to validate that? I didn't.
Yep.
And so they got a little bit of engagement, but nothing serious. But when I start talking about things I'm passionate about, I actually have lived experiences. People understand that and then they buy into it.
Yep.
So think about, what are my experiences? What do I know about? And what can I actually speak to as you step in?
And even off of that, that's why we're currently not creating how to blow up your YouTube channel. We're not there.
Yeah.
We know how to start one because we've started one and we're building into it, and we're recognizing our barriers that kept us from doing it and trying to help others overcome those. So one of the big one was for us not having, or for me especially, not having a plan going into it. But now we've overcome that barrier and now we're doing it.
Yep.
And so that's the second piece, is just do it.
Yep.
And then find out, again, back into the niche of it, find out what you're either interested in or interested in making content around.
Yep. I would definitely recommend find your niche, something that is both profitable, but you're passionate about. If you can find a way to blend those two together, you can win. For instance, like, I can talk about how I love the outdoors, right? And I can try and go be one of those RV traveled the world people.
Yep.
And that's maybe a passion of mine, right? I love traveling, I love hiking, I love the outdoors, exploring. But is it going to be profitable right away?
Right.
Is it something that is highly profitable? It could be. I'm not saying that there's not a place for that, but there's so many people doing it.
Yeah.
So what would make me any different? How could I get profitable? It probably wouldn't. It probably wouldn't be the best thing for me to start right now.
Yep.
But finding a way that you can blend both passion and profit, or at least it doesn't have to be fully realized yet, but like understanding that there's the potential for, like, okay, something I'm going to care about, but it does have potential to be profitable in the future.
Yep.
It's finding that place early on. So stepping into a niche, we worked with a previous client that was doing online financial trading, and something that I realized early on with them is we saw great success on YouTube very quickly with them. And that's because they weren't just talking about financial trading as a whole, as an entire industry. They were niching down in that industry, talking about a very specific type of financial trading.
Yep.
And so that's important to even think about is like, maybe I like talking about basketball, but like maybe I could niche down and talk specifically about the Milwaukee Bucks or something, just that team. And then finding you're known for that. And then you can grow out of that.
Yep. Yeah, that's super important. Defining your niche, finding out where you can start. Because the thing is like you can start in that really nice tight niche, right? But then from there you can grow out of it into a broader niche so that you're not just pigeonholed into this one thing, but starting there to really build up the audience in the beginning and then growing out of that and showing the connections to everything outside of that would be huge. And so even there, as we are defining this plan of getting started, right? So we start with this niche. Now, what's our content strategy, right?
Yeah.
Like how often are we creating? What does that look like?
Yeah, I think it depends. This is where it comes to understanding your viewer. Who's going to consume your content? What do they like?
Yep.
Not everyone that loves a podcast loves short form content. They're two very different types of content.
Right.
For me and you, I think we can, like us personally, we find enjoyment in all the forms of content.
Yeah.
We listen to podcasts, we watch 10-minute long YouTube videos, and we watch shorts videos.
Yep.
But there are people that are kind of bound to a specific type of content, or they just gravitate more to one of those. So understanding your consumer, I would say, is the first step in determining what kind of content you should make and how often you should be posting.
Yep.
If my consumer is highly active after school during the week, I make kids content, whatever it may be, understanding like maybe I shouldn't post in the midday.
Right.
Or those kind of things. So think through who your ideal consumer is and then formulate it to them. I think there's like general strategy, like shorts is new at the time of this podcast. It's still somewhat new. It's getting pushed. Creators are getting paid more and more for shorts. Shorts are what we are highly pushing into right now.
Yep.
But along with that, where should people that come to watch your shorts ultimately go? You want a higher call to action, and that's in a longer form video.
Yep. Yeah. So you have your shorts drive you to the channel to watch your longer, more educational or entertainment based videos.
Yeah, you go deeper, right?
Yep.
So the shorts I see are like this top of funnel attraction, like give them the thing that they want, whether it's entertainment or education. It's all about them.
Yep.
And that still transitions into your long form content, but the long form is where you're starting to sprinkle in a little bit more about who you are, what you're like, and then they start to buy into your personality after getting that free information and education and value.
Yeah. And then along those same lines is in your strategy defining your rhythm, right? How consistent are you going to post these different things? Not everything has to be posted daily. Maybe you want to do daily shorts and then have a couple entertainment/educational videos or something like that in there, and then maybe toss a podcast in there as well. Like figure out whatever strategy is good for you and your niche and your audience, and then just stay consistent with that, right? Keep that consistency, because the second you drop off, people are going to you're gonna realize a pullback. Because they're expecting something on a certain rhythm. And so if you upset that rhythm, then you're going to lose a big chunk of your audience.
Yeah, I know. This is funny. I was looking at Ty Lopez the other day, right? He was huge when early 2010s, right? That was the guy getting millions of views on his iPhone videos, whatever.
Right.
I just literally right before we filmed this, I was just kind of scrolling through some of his stuff. His new videos are getting like 2,000, 6,000 views at this time.
Yep.
And there was a big gap between when he was online and then he took time off and now he's back. It just shows like he lost his consistency, and now a guy with 2 million plus subscribers is only getting 6,000 views.
Yep.
So consistency is huge.
And you have to rebuild that. Once you've lost it,
Yeah.
you have to rebuild that. Now the rebuild may not be as long as the initial build, but you still have to rebuild it in some way.
Yeah. Engagement is everything.
Yeah.
And so finding the type of content that your consumer ultimately loves is the best option. But at the end of the day, if you can do it all, do it all. Like
Yeah.
we're stepping into podcasts heavy because
Right.
YouTube is pushing podcasts.
Yep.
They're creating their own podcast feature. Understand that that's going to be a trend and you could be discovered through that. So
Yep.
step into that. Like you always, this is the biggest thing you need to understand about the digital world of business is there's always going to be something new. There's going to be a new trend. There's going to be a new platform, a new way to engage with content. And if you're not willing to change and step into that, you're ultimately going to lose. So be ready. You know, we have AI coming up.
Yep.
If you're not going to step into that, it's going to be like the .com era when people said they would never have a website.
Well, even
and
think
then got
about
lost.
shorts, right?
Right.
Like when those came out, a lot of people were like super slow to pick it up. But the people that did pick it up got discovered, and that really pushed their channel, and they were able to grow more than the people that were already kind of grown, but were like, I'm good with my long form content.
Yeah.
It's almost like they got stuck in their ways of doing things, right?
Yeah.
I'm a long form content creator, and that's fine. You can be.
Yep.
But just think if you could find a way to just also supplement that with some shorts to help build your audience to that long form, you could find more people to bring to that.
Yep. Don't be Kmart or Sears, all those people that refused to build a website back in the day and then
Yeah.
they lost because of it.
Yeah.
You know, be someone that is innovating, using what's out there, and ultimately finding new ways, being creative, literally.
Yep.
Like there is a creative process to more than just the content you're creating.
Yeah.
Like understanding that you have to find those viewers in new ways and creative ways.
Yep. There's creativity in business. There's creativity in how you go about your strategy for acquiring a larger audience and then ultimately helping make yourself more money to ultimately, again, be more creative in different ways.
Yep. So let's talk about like, all right, you know, kind of the niche maybe you want to be in. You've niched down with the ability to think long-term and growing maybe
Yep.
wider. We know that. We kind of know like, hey, this is how we're going to create our content. This is the consistency we want to have. But how do we come up with video ideas? Do you have a process personally that helps you do that?
This is the most difficult part for me because a lot of times if I sit down and try to just think of it, like I get a brain block.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing for me is just kind of walking through the day and thinking about what I'm doing and how that could relate to a video that people could enjoy or people could learn something from or be entertained by, right? So it's like not necessarily, I mean, we still do it. We still have planning sessions where we'll sit down and we'll riff off of each other, but generally those will be off of ideas that we've thought of outside of that meeting. So it's like coming to that idea meeting with ideas, but
Yep.
then being able to expand on them. Or if I say something, maybe it'll trigger something for you and you'll come up with another idea. So it's just a continuous process of coming up with these ideas. It's
Yep.
not like obviously we have our set time to where we make those plans, but just always thinking about it, keeping it in the back of your mind, keeping a conscious eye open to what could be used, right?
Yeah, that's probably where I feel like my best ideas have come from is like just looking at everything I do in life. And I feel like it's even the things that have nothing to do in any way. Like I could be doing the dishes and I don't know why I see something. I'm like, that just made me think of this. You always got to have it in the back of your mind. And I think there's kind of like two ways to think of ideas. You know, I'm not going to put myself in a box and say there's two,
Sure.
but off the top of my head,
Yeah.
one, you're either posting things as news, right? So this is new things that are happening in your niche. If I'm the Milwaukee Bucks basketball guy on YouTube, whatever it may be, I'm posting new updates about the players, new gameplay footage, or recent
Yep.
whatever stats, all of that stuff. Like you have to be on top of the news,
Yep.
and then that's new content that is only going to be posted about right away. So, for instance, in our niche, kind of creative world, maybe we're doing a camera review.
Yep. Say that 5 times.
I know.
fast.
I don't know. It's very difficult.
Camera review.
Bro. But the thing is like if I get the new Canon EOS R5 and
Yeah.
I don't review that within the first 5 days of it coming out, whatever it may be, my video is going to get buried by the thousands of tech channels reviewing that camera.
Yep.
So you have to be, for this type of news-based, kind of trend-based content, you have to be ready to go right away, film, get that video out there. But then I would say there's a secondary type of video that is on the more creative side. This is where you're noticing trends in your niche and even outside your niche, not being afraid to look at what's winning over here. What's Mr. Beast doing at the top?
Sure.
Like these huge ideas. What are these, what are the people doing in the gaming industry,
Yep.
which may have somewhat of a connection to us in the media production, creative industry? Like, what can we take from this, and then put our own spin on it, and then bring it into our industry, our niche. And I think that's when the best ideas come out.
Yep. It's almost having that active engagement in searching for ideas.
Yep.
So you're looking in different places, even outside of yourself, but then you're also looking in your day-to-day what you're into that's connected to that niche, and then also just having time set aside to where you can just ideate. So there's like so many different ways to come up with these ideas. It's just having just making sure that you're staying conscious and keeping those ideas coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've talked through how to now come up with ideas.
Yep.
What's our next step into launching this YouTube channel?
I think a lot of people don't spend enough time on kind of the nitty gritty details of the actual channel, right?
Yeah.
It's like spending time making sure you've got a solid description that when people search for things on YouTube, your description hits that niche, right?
Yep.
If someone's searching for how to grow beets in your garden, it's like, is your channel description focused enough on gardening so that they can be able to find these things? And then that transitions into titles, like making sure your titles are on point, your in-video description is on point,
Yep.
and just making sure all those things are in order, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think the video is half the story you're telling. It's how you package the video and bring it to the consumer. Title thumbnail is, I would say, 90% of the equation, because if people don't react to that title and thumbnail
Yep.
and click on the video, they'll never watch your video. At least when it comes to a long form content, shorts obviously are in a feed, so that's a different game. But generally speaking, you have to be thinking about how is my channel presenting who I am
Yep.
and what I do.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is really important. I don't think enough people put time into that. Now, there's several people on YouTube that are teaching and saying this is the thing, so it's obviously gotten better. So
Right.
making sure that, like you said, your thumbnail is engaging, because people are just rolling through. If they don't see something that engages them or hooks them or stops them from scrolling, then your video is not even going to start playing.
Yeah,
And
you're
so
done.
that's huge, and just making sure that you dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's, because it's one thing to create a video, but then it's another thing to present it.
Yep.
And so making sure you've got all that stuff figured out, that, I mean, even down to like you and I were talking about with shorts, is like we can't have a thumbnail in shorts. So making sure you either start your video with something that is eye-catching, or,
The hook.
have that,
Yep.
your hands up and something in your
First
face as
frame,
you're coming
yep.
down. As you're coming down into something, it's like important to think about those things. And then, just making sure even in those, if it requires a piece of like titling on the first screen to help even catch that even more, it's like just make sure you're conscious about how that thing is coming out.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think there's the next aspect is like thinking through the business plan.
Yep.
Like, okay, I'm creating these videos, but ultimately, what is the call to action? What's the point of a viewer coming to my channel and watching this content? For us, hey, we're collective media. You know, we create high quality, professional videography, photography, media marketing services.
Yep.
That was the longest way to say that we're an online marketing company.
Yep.
But
That's what we do.
But that's what we do. But for us, like, hey, you may not want to start your own YouTube channel, right?
Yep.
Or you may not want to create this high quality production for your company event.
Yep.
Well, we supply those things for your needs.
We can bring that to the table, because not everybody is a creative person on the video side of things or on the photo side of things, or I mean, it's an important thing for all of us to have what we're good at. That's what makes the world go around. So if you're a company that's doing nonprofit work and you have a gala to help raise funding for your nonprofit to continue to do the good work that they're doing, we've got a team here that can come in and help with production and create an incredible atmosphere and an incredible event for the people that are seeing what you're doing. We can also help create content around that to make sure that the story of the good things you're doing are being shown to potential donors, right?
So a part of our business plan is like, hey, we want to be able to help you guys go out there, create content, build your business on a personal level. But also, we want to make ourselves known to help people with our services who need them to create high quality content for their company or business.
Yep. So you can check it all out at www.collectivemedia.house.
Exactly.
And it's an exciting time. I love that we're pushing into different forms of advertising and marketing for ourselves, and just being able to learn more things as things evolve, becoming really agile. That's what I like about our team, is we're agile. New things are coming. We're willing to try it, and we want to take you guys on that journey and show you the different things we're learning as we go, and then you'll see our successes. We may fail sometimes. It always happens, but we're going to learn along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's kind of land the plane here on building out this business plan for your content, right? Because there's so many ways to monetize yourself online, because we have the ultimate business plan, and that may be like the top tier thing you're selling could be exactly what your company does, right? So like for us, we do online marketing. We just talked about it. But there's so many other ways to monetize and make revenue off of your content. We have things like AdSense. That's the most basic level, getting paid per 1,000 views on your videos. The next level could be affiliate marketing, starting an Amazon affiliate marketing. That's something that we're stepping into, because as we talk about products and want to point you guys to the best things, the best gear to help make you successful, we want to be able to provide those to you easily. And for helping you guys, we have the opportunity to then make a commission off of that.
And then also you have different ads even inside of, so we can work directly with companies to place ads inside of the videos or inside of the podcasts to push their brand, if their brand is something connected to what we do.
And then all the way to digital products and online courses, which is another major major opportunity, that you may have a skill that you can sell to people. It is not a bad thing to help people in this way. And so providing a quality program or course to give people these skills that you already have is a great way to make money online.
And don't let the fact that a similar course may already be there hinder you from wanting to put out that type of course for the people in your audience, because the people in your audience may not follow these other people. Number one. Number two, you may do it in a way that resonates better with a certain group of people. So don't count yourself out of those things, even if you've seen it somewhere else. Make your own, and people may gravitate towards that.
The big point here is you have a unique personality. You are unique in how you tell a story. So don't let all the other people out there that are telling their unique story hinder you from telling yours.
That's right.
You have the ability to articulate ideas in new ways, different ways that then can lead people to engage with your business or as you build a business, buy your product or whatever it may be.
Right on. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. And what about those Spotify and Apple people?
If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, be sure to leave us a 5-star rating and give us a little comment. Tell us you say hi and let us know your favorite candy this time.
Ooh, dang.
Yeah, I know.
Rock and
We're
roll.
going to be looking.
We're signing off. Peace and love.
Peace out, guys.